These are 3 must-haves to have a successful online coaching practice. This is what I truly believe you need to have in place in order to be a successful online fertility coach who actually gets clients. And you don't need to have 100 million followers. We were full-time by the time we were at like 1,500 followers or something like that. That's not a relevant metric. These are actually the things I genuinely, truly, with all my heart believe are more important. It could be like a little controversial because a lot of people will say like, don't worry about your website and yada yada, like you need to have an online presence. And while that's true, I think that making sure those things, those website back end things that I'm going to share with you today, making sure those are optimized really helps you be able to focus on the whole having an online presence. So you have somewhere to actually send those people to. And I really don't think you need to have like multiple years of established online presence, because we didn't, in order to have a successful business. That can be younger as long as these things I share with you today are in place. Now, I have a lot of actual experience with online marketing. This is not my first rodeo. I've learned a lot along the way and I've done a lot of trial and error. And this is just what I found works for this community and also for people who don't have already a lot of experience, right? Like tons of testimonials and things that they can point to. And just a heads up, our coach certification is actually opening in about a week. And so that's why the next few videos of content or the one before this have been based on fertility coaching. I am not changing this channel to be all about business. That's not the case, but just in honor of the fact that our coach certification is opening for enrollment coming up, I'm posting about it a lot. But we'll be back to our regular, like just talking about HA stuff soon. But maybe you'll find this interesting because a lot of people are curious about the path from HA or to HA coach, like or just some kind of online coach, right? And like, is it possible? And it is possible. Ashley and I are both full-time and we have a part-time employee. And this is all we do really, right? Besides now the certification. Anyway, so let's get to it. The very first thing that you need to have in place in order to be a successful online HA coach, it's a website. I see people skip out on this all the time. And I have never like loved social media, and I love websites. So I do have a bias there, but you need to cut through the noise, and people are going to your website to make a purchase in my experience. At least this is my philosophy. There are a lot of people out there talking about making sales in the DMs and stuff, but at the end of the day, you don't own any of your platforms and they could be taken, hacked. I had my Facebook hacked, so now we can never run ads. Like we need to figure it out because I've been like banned for life because someone hacked me. If we lost our Instagram, I don't care because we have multiple other platforms and because my website is actually my main driver for business. Most of our leads come through Google searches, which includes YouTube videos and things because you can search for YouTube videos on Google, but my website is optimized to be found online. So that's a factor. And every other platform, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, sends people to our website. And when they get to my website, I don't want them leaving. High bounce rates, meaning when someone comes and then just like leaves immediately, high bounce rates are common and you're not gonna have 100%. But you want that number to be good as possible, right? 20% bounce rate, I think, is pretty good. We have much higher than that. When someone lands on my website, I want them to be like, yes, this is for me. This person is talking to me, if it's right for them. So really making sure that your entire website is optimized to capture the person that you are trying to sell to. Chef's kiss, very important in my personal opinion. You want to be talking to them about the problem that they're trying to solve. You don't want to be confusing or vague about it. You want to be to the point. You want to hit their emotions and pain points, and you want to invite them to make a clear and obvious action, which would be booking a call with you, applying, doing your webinar, like whatever it is you want them to do, it needs to be clear and on the website. So I just think that's the most important thing. The second thing is not necessarily like, oh, you have to have this, but it's a reassurance and a strategy. You don't have to have tons of testimonials to get your first client. Milk your own story until you have that. If you don't have tons and tons of people, you probably shouldn't be out the gate like charging like an expert would. Start small, but you still have a right to help people. Milk your story. This is who I was. This is what I did. This is what I achieved. And make sure that your results are clear so people see your result and say, yeah, I want that too. I see she did that. If you feel weird about being like, well, I don't have a lot of experience. Don't say you have a lot of experience. Don't lie. Just milk your own story and find the person that resonates with you most. That's exactly what I did to get my first client. I'll tell you right now, my first client was a registered dietitian, and she was great, and we still have a relationship to this day. So don't have to have an ego about it. And then the third one, of course, is some kind of education or credential. Do you have to? I don't know, maybe you can figure out how not to. I actually didn't have any very specific credentials for what we do. When I first started, I started our podcast and business and then studied at the same time as trying to grow that business. But when I got my qualifications, I took my pricing up, I built my confidence, and our results were better too, obviously, because I had more skills, more knowledge. Put yourself in a program, whether you're starting coaching or not. So obviously we have a certification, and there are lots of great women's hormone health certifications out there that you could try. I love them all. I've done quite a few of them. Ashley's done quite a few of them. What we've done is the first ever HA specific. It's a fully accredited program to HA holistic HA practitioner certification, specifically for helping practitioners work with women with HA. So we have a lot of people going through it for the first time, coming from totally different industries, who are thinking of maybe making the jump to do something else, and they want to learn the information at the same time. And we have a lot of people who maybe they're PTs, fitness coaches, and they're trying to add this into their practice. And that's very smart. And I really, like, if you are a fitness coach or something like that, I 10 out of 10 recommend you do some specific HA coaching, because it will make you a better coach to your clients. Not only will you just feel more confident in like, okay, I have this, right? Danny told me on the course that like, I passed the tests, I have the knowledge, I've done the practicum. We have you work with 2 real clients, and if you can't find clients, like volunteer clients, we find them for you utilizing our HA Society community for you to work with. So when you go and start your practice, you already have 2 people. So that's 2 people that you could put a quote up on your website from about their experience with working with you, or maybe you even help them get their period back during the practicum, and you have that success, and now you have that experience and that clout. Doing a course like this where you're able to work directly with a client, I can't recommend enough. Our certification is specifically for people who want to work with women with HA. So I recommend it. And if you sign up in the early bird timeframe, which is the first 48 hours of enrollment on March 5th or 6th, one of them, I'll put it up on the screen. You'll get a year's worth of access to our alumni to help have conversations like this about growing and building businesses with myself and Ashley and Mishi on our team. There's just tons of bonuses. You should go and check it out. But that is what I think are the 3 most important things. It's not that hard to get a business started. If you feel like this is the path for you, there are a lot of women out there struggling, and they need you and your specific niche, right? You could be someone who helps women with HA who are also athletes, who helps women with HA who are also vegetarians, who help women with HA and their mothers already. You know, you could do all kinds of specifics. There are so many women that need help, and your specific area of expertise and experience might be the thing. And one of our most commonly asked questions is, should you be studying, should you be training or preparing to do this while you still have HA? And that's a good question. We actually give discounts and things to our students for our coaching to help them move faster through their own process to get closer to recovery so that they can start their business. But there's absolutely zero problem with studying and learning about the issue while you're going through it. And in fact, we have seen many clients recover while going through the certification program. We just encourage women to be recovered by the time they start a business. But if I could have gone through something like this before I was recovered and before I had plans to start the business, well, I would have been multiple steps ahead so I could start charging more for my practice and things like that. So I actually think it's a really smart move for someone with HA. Low-key disagree when they're like, I'm gonna wait till I recovered, because it's like, well, what if this is really helpful for you? Always multiple women in the cohorts who are doing the same thing. So it's like its own little community of people who are like nerding out and learning, who also happen to want to pay it forward in the future. So that's that. Have a really great website. Milk your own story on your page if you don't have a whole bunch of testimonials and results yet. And get studying, do the course. I recommend our HA practitioner certification, and you can learn more about that in the link below. Okay guys, we'll see you next week. I hope this was a helpful video, and if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Bye.